This is basically for Jeff. He had asked for some questions about the vortex locking cap on the Hayabusa on Gen 2. He has a Gen 1, but I'm sure the cap's available for Gen 1 as well. So a couple of things about this cap. It's a really nice cap. It's really lightweight. Vortex makes it. It's a pretty nice looking unit. It has a locking feature, so when you turn the lock over, it will actually keep the cap from accidentally spinning and coming open. So I'm going to give you the pros and cons about this cap. Pros are it locks, not like a key lock, but it locks so it won't open, and it's light. Those are the definite pros of it, and it looks very trick. The cons are, if you're touring like I am, the cap is actually quite hard to open. And if you're riding in cold weather, the little nubs right here, they're not a lot to bite on. And when you try to actually open the cap, it almost takes two hands. Now Red Collins on the board, he was able to grab this after it was locked. I don't know, he's a bricklayer or something, and he just twisted it open like it was a bottle top. But for most of us, it's actually quite hard. So what I actually did the entire time I was doing 3 iron butt runs is I didn't quite lock it all the way. I actually kept it turned like that and kept the tank bag on top of it. And while the tank bag was on top of it and the tank was full of fuel, never had any fuel spillage, never any venting issues or anything like that. So if you're touring with this cap and you're doing a lot of tank fills, I wouldn't quite crank it down all the way. If you're drag racing, land speed record racing, or just sitting there, I would definitely crank it all the way, and then you can lock the tab right here. Now a couple of things about the tab, if you move in here a little bit, Zach, for me. This tab is actually really tight fit right here where it fits. So I actually removed this Allen. There's a little spring and a little check ball here that give you the click and the detent. I actually filed off about 10 to 15 thousandths off of this by hand and then polished it with some 1500 grit sandpaper so it would actually open and close easier, because I really had to twist this hard to be able to get this to click over. Now I don't have to twist it so hard. Now, while I was touring and my hands were really cold out in New Mexico, it was like 46 degrees in the morning, and I had some glove liners on, but they weren't heated. It was really difficult at my first stop to try to open this. I mean, no matter how hard I pushed. But I finally got it. But a couple of tricks, I'm actually going to make a little wood stick. This is just one of my tools right here. So as you can see, I can really twist it like that. And then if I need to open it, you just simply put something in here and use it as a leverage tool and open it up. The next little nice thing is somebody asked about the opening. Yes, the opening is quite small. I do not know if this aluminum is forged or just standard 6061. The threads are rather coarse, as you can see here, but I would definitely be careful with your fuel going in, because as you go in with the spout, that is steel, and if you hit and damage the aluminum threads, you're not going to be able to put the cap back on, and that's going to become a real problem. Now generally, once the nozzle is actually in there, you can still lay it kind of over on the metal part of the tank in there and not have any real issues. I'm going to light this up a little bit for us so you can see, and that's everything there. And then you can see the bottom of the cap, the vents, and the vent hole over here. Everything's really nice. It goes in very smooth. You know, I've seen some cheaper caps and stuff, but as you can see, by taking the 10 thousandths off there, it makes it really easy to get this closed before I would really have to crank it. So that is pretty much it. Jeff, everybody else, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't really care if you give me a like or not, because I'm not one of those people. Have a good one.